Hey guys, and welcome back to another Money Tip Monday. I'm your host, Lizzie, and I am a residential loan officer here in the Phoenix area, teaching you practical money tips to help you make smart home purchases. Today on Money Tip, I wanted to talk about the 3 biggest financial resolutions that people make in the new year. Now, before we get into all of that fun stuff, I am going to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe to this awesome channel because I know you won't want to miss a money tip in the future. So the very first money tip and resolution is all about saving money. People typically have all of these really grandiose plans with saving a bunch of money, and then as the year goes on, it just kind of goes by the wayside as vacations happen, as trips happen, as accidents or emergencies happen. So one really great way to make sure that you save money in the new year is to set it on autopilot. So what I'm talking about is setting a savings plan that automatically withdraws every single time that you're paid into an account that is not attached to your checking account. I always think that if you have a savings account that is not with your primary bank, but with an interest-bearing account like with Ally Financial, this is like your best bet ever because the money will go in there, it'll accrue interest, and it isn't easily accessible if you needed to spend it. Now, the other thing that I would do is actually enroll into my company's 401k, especially if they have a match. It's a really easy way of getting pre-tax dollars into a savings account that you might be able to tap into for a home purchase or an emergency should you need that in the future. So really great ways to, autopilot and pay yourself first, but get them out of the way so that you're not accustomed to having those funds in your account and that you can set your budget accordingly. So that leads me into a great segue for resolution number 2, which is all about getting out of debt. And if you've watched any of my previous money tips, you know that I am all about budgeting, and budgeting is really going to be the thing that minimizes your spending and actually allocates money towards principal reductions. So we have a really great budget sheet that I'm going to link in the show notes below, but here's my rule of thumb when it comes to setting up a budget. 70% of your net take-home income should be on lifestyle. So it's all of your housing expenses, it's all of the Netflix, the Starbucks, the going out to eat, it's everything that you need for your lifestyle. 30% of your net take-home income of that 70 should be allocated to housing. Okay? And you guys have to make that work. That's all of your minimum payments, again, all of your spending. Then 20% of your net take-home income should be to go towards debt reduction. So this is anything that's above and beyond the minimum payments that you'll make in the 70%, right? And then you're wondering about that 10%, right? That's in the previous savings, right? That savings category. So all in all, guys, no more than 70% for lifestyle, 20% for, debt reduction, and then 10% or more towards savings. Now, when it comes to minimizing your spending, here are a couple of things that I think are super helpful that I have personally done. One, I took off all of my reoccurring auto renewals through like all of the apps, Amazon Prime. I took off all of the links to all of the Google Pays, the Apple Pays, anything that was a swipe or a double click in terms of payment. I think those things are just so easy to just spend mindlessly and they really add up. In fact, when I did this, I was paying $166 a month on stuff I never even use and I forgot about that was on a reoccurring auto renewal. The other thing is making your lunches and minimizing the number of times that you go to Starbucks, right? These little expenditures actually add up to so much money. In fact, if you were to spend $11 a day, right, which is like one lunch outing, it's $4,000 in a year. Okay, so let's just really watch it because $4,000 is literally half of a down payment on a house. Just saying. Since I mentioned home buying, right, that leads me to our third and my most favorite financial resolution, which is the purchase of a primary residence. And this is an awesome investment. If this is on your plan, I want to give you a couple of key tips to make this to minimize, honestly, the amount of stress that will go into it because it is a lot of documentation. So a couple things that you need to do to prepare. One, you should check your credit. You should know where you're at on a financial basis in terms of debt and payment history just to make sure that you know what you're going into, so that way somebody can't lead you astray and say you have terrible credit when you know you have great credit. The second thing is I would gather all of my financial documents. So I'd collect 30 days worth of paycheck stubs, the last 2 months of bank statements, W-2s, and you will need tax returns if you're self-employed, if you earn a lot of commission or bonuses, or if you have variable income streams, right? So this is like, second jobs, or it's varying hours, it's on rotation type pay like nurses, right? So you just really want to make sure that you've gathered all of your financial paperwork because your loan officer is going to need it. Also, you want to make sure that you keep all of this readily available and keep adding to it as the time goes on, because home purchases can take anywhere up to 3 to 6 months is what we see on average from when you start getting pre-approved to when you actually close. And lenders will ask for the most recent 30 to 60 days of all that documentation. So just a couple of things that you guys will need to prepare. The other thing is, because you've prepared a budget, you can give that information to your loan officer, right? So that they understand that even though you may income qualify for higher on paper, that you only feel comfortable spending this much per month. So I hope that was helpful, guys. These are the 3 main resolutions that I see in finances when it comes to lending, when it comes to talking about money. And I just want to make sure that 2020 is now your best year. So if you have any questions, want us to record a money tip on any topic, just let us know below. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and make it an awesome week. Mwah.